I would like to tell you a story. In fact, it is my story of how I went from feeling hopeless and confused about relocating to Canada and how I ended up becoming a Canada permanent resident using the study route. My name is Sheyo Basi. I used to live in Lagos, Nigeria. I had a really good life in my country and I had hope in my country. But a day came when I faced reality and decided that it was time to relocate. I considered three countries, the UK, Australia, and Canada. And then I settled with Canada. I excitedly opened an express entry profile, hoping that within the next few months, I will be called to apply for permanent residency. That did not happen. And after 1 year in the pool, my express entry profile expired. It was a very sad day for me. And then I started looking for jobs in Canada. I was hoping that someone would be able to give me a job that will help boost my CRS scores in the express entry. I applied to countless jobs and I did not get a single job offer. And then I met an agent online who told me that they could get me a job in Canada, accommodation, flight for myself and my family. We were already almost into the deal before I realized that this agent was fraudulent and just wanted to take my money. So I was back to square one, heading nowhere in my quest to relocate to Canada. And then I started praying, fasting, doing lots of research, and asking friends and family who were in Canada for counsel. And I was told that I could go through the study route. And that is what I decided to do, going through the study route to Canada. And then I started searching for schools, doing research, and reaching out to supervisors for funding. The main reason why I was doing this research and reaching out to supervisors is that I wanted to have funding for my program, given the high school fees that Canada universities were demanding at the time. I reached out to countless supervisors. I don't know how many, but they were definitely more than 20. And then I had interviews with about 5 or 6 professors who wanted me to study with them and then wanted to interview me to see how I met up with their requirements. Eventually, 3 of the schools that I applied to reached out to me with admissions and funding, but I chose one. On this slide, you would see the email that I sent initially to the professor that I ended up working with at Brock University. On the left, high up there is the email I sent to her initially. Below that is her response to me. And then on the right there is an email you can see. It's titled Good News, where she came back to tell me that I had been accepted into Brock University with funding. On the left is my letter of admission to Brock University. And as you can see in that place circled with red, my funding for the first year was over $27,000, which covered my tuition, which was about $22,000, and then left me with about $5,000 to meet up with my living expenses. When I got to Canada, I was given a study permit, which is on the right there. A study permit is only gotten when you come into Canada, and it gives you permission to work as well as study for 20 hours a week as a student. On the left is my profile at Brock University, where I did a Master's of Sustainability. You can go to Brock University at brocku.ca and check it out. On the right is me holding up a graduate student research award of about $6,500, which was one of the scholarships that was available to current students. And I did apply to it and I was given that funding. It was like an extra scholarship of $6,500 because my research was selected as a very, very good one. I was also chosen as a Brock International Ambassador for Nigeria, which means that I was the face of Nigeria at Brock University at the time that I was a student. On the left there, that's me and some other Brock University ambassadors for other countries. And on the right was one of our fun activities, because we did a lot of fun activities, talking to current and prospective students. I was talking to students from Nigeria, telling them about Brock, When they got to Brock, I was the one who would integrate them into Brock and also integrate them into the Brock community as well as the Niagara region where Brock is situated. Eventually, I graduated, and that is my Master of Sustainability degree. Wow. And then on the right there is the work permit that I got after I finished studying. So after studying, you get a postgraduate work permit. And during the time when you were working, that's when you had time to apply for your permanent residence to become a permanent resident of Canada. I got a 3-year work permit, postgraduate work permit, because I studied for 2 years. If you studied for 1 year, you would get a 1-year work permit. If you studied for 1.5 years up to 2 years, you would get a 3-year work permit. And then I was nominated by my province, Ontario, and they gave me a certificate of nomination, which means that I could go ahead and apply for a permanent resident as someone who has been nominated by the province, which I did and eventually got my confirmation of permanent resident about a year after that. So why did I tell you that story? Because I have been in your shoes. I have been where you are right now, probably frustrated, probably confused, probably overwhelmed, probably have been duped, probably hearing different kind of stories and you don't know where to start. And the truth is that if I can do it, you can too. I do not have 2 heads or 2 brains. I went from feeling confused and disoriented as you are now to becoming a permanent resident in Canada. So my goal today is to show you an effective system for securing college and university admission and funding and scholarship to study, work, and live in Canada permanently, no matter your age, and without spending a cent on agents. I want to show you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become a Canada permanent resident using the study route. The study route in Canada, what is it? It is a simple 5-step program. You choose a school and a program. I would usually recommend that you choose a province where you can easily get permanent residence. You apply to the University of College or college, depending on your CGPA plus other requirements. You get an offer, you apply for a study visa, you arrive in Canada, get your study permit, you graduate and apply for permanent residence. That is just the 5 bullet points or 5 stages to using the study in Canada route to become a permanent resident. Why the study route? Because it's the easiest route with the highest admission rates to Canada from undergrad to PhD. As at the time I'm making this video, most other routes, including Express Entry, PNP, AIPP, the home care route, are currently paused. It might have opened by the time you're watching this video, but still, the study route is the easiest route to come into Canada because you do not need IELTS. There are no age restrictions like you have with other routes like the Express Entry. So whether you're 18 or 40 years old, so long as you have a reason to study, you can actually come to Canada to study. Your family can join you in Canada. Your spouse gets what is called a spousal open work permit that they can work full-time in Canada while you study. And your children, depending on their ages, will get a study or visit visas. And elementary and high school is free for your children. It's a sure route to permanent residency. Why? Because you're getting Canada education and you're also getting Canada work experience. The combination of those two alone will boost your scores, even in the Express Entry, on the Canadian Experience class, or in the PNP, whichever route you decide to go for permanent residence. And you could do this all yourself without using an agent, without going through a rabbit hole, and without spending a lot of money and time throwing it away at agents. Why do many people struggle with this and still get denied admissions to colleges and universities and still have their study visas denied several times? Before I tell you why, let's take a look at this graph. Now, this is a Canadian study permit applications and approvals graph for Nigeria from 2015 to 2019. So this is just a case study for Nigeria alone. The blue line shows that the number of applications have continued to go up, but the red line shows that approvals have not gone up the same way. In fact, approval seems to have stagnated at a particular point, which shows that lots of people are applying, but not as many are getting approved to come to Canada to study. Now, what do you need to beat that graph and to beat being one of those who do not get their study visas approved? You need two things. You need the right formula and the right guidance. And that is where I come in. And I'm coming in with something called the No Hassle Naija to Canada Japa system. Now, this is like a rocket, this product that will launch you all the way from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, India, whatever country you are, to Canada, like a jet to Canada using the study route. What is the Naija to Canada Japa system? I'm going to tell you. It is a comprehensive step-by-step system that anyone in any country can follow. It has a simple, easy to use school search tool that you don't need to crack your head to search for schools or programs. We have a database of schools and programs with the most popular programs showing all details for prospective students, and that is continually updated. You get access to information about long-term international affordable study loans for those without funding or full scholarship and need funds to study. We also have there a database of scholarships to study in Canada. There's a list of universities that accept 2-2 for master's degree. We'll also be giving you sample templates. You can just copy and model. These templates go from letters, the statement of purpose, to emails, to CVs as well. There's also a step-by-step guide to study visa processing, including required documents that you must include with your application and strategies that will help you get your study visa application approved. The Naija to Canada Japa system also gives you 2 free basic reviews of your CVs and your SOPs or other documents that you have. We have a step-by-step guide and strategies on how to apply for your family to join you in Canada, of course, with sample of letters of explanation and visa letters as well. You can also get professional help to process your admission and visa application if you need professional processing. And then you get access to me and my team for basic support and guidance. I have put a value to all of this almost 12 things or 12 benefits that you get with the Naija to Canada Japa system. It is a system that shows you step by step how to achieve your dream of relocating to Canada in the most no hassle and most affordable way possible. In fact, you're taking all of my experience and expertise that I've gathered over the years to avoid the cost of errors in time as well as in money. In short, you skip the bad stuff and move to the good stuff more quickly and for less money if you had to spend time and money to figure it out on your own, or you had to give money to an agent to do the same thing for you. However, the Naija to Canada Japa system does not give scholarships. We are not a job fixing program. We do not arrange accommodation for you. We do not arrange bank account statements, and we do not arrange flights or travels. Now that we know what the Naija to Canada Japa system offers and what it does not, how much will all this good value cost you? First of all, I need you to know that this is not for everybody. And I don't mean that with any malice. Not everybody is going to relocate. Not everybody is suitable for the program. So we have decided that we are only taking 50 new clients per month. And the reason for this is we want to be able to pace ourselves to be able to attend to just 50 people. So I don't know what time of the month you are actually listening to this, but if it's at the middle of the month, it is likely we've probably gotten the 50 or we're close to it. And then you would have to come into the Japa system the next month. Like I said before, the total value of what you're getting from the no hassle Naija to Canada Japa system is 650,000 naira. And that is no joke. I'm sure the value is even much more than this. But because I want to help as many people as I can, because I've been in your shoes, because I understand the state of your country or the country where you are, or maybe you're in Nigeria, I understand what it is like to feel trapped and not be able to do anything. And I want to help as many people as possible. You're going to get this product which has a total value of 650,000 for only 40,000 naira. And I don't know how long this 40,000 naira is going to stay, but for now, you can get the no hassle Naija to Canada Japa system for 40,000 naira. You also get 2 levels of bonuses. You get copies of my admission letters, emails to professors, and visa letters. You get my direct contact when you purchase, and specially selected high quality statement of purpose that you can copy and model. You also get this limited time special bonuses, which might be going away anytime soon, but you get them now. On the right there, you get a how to get job and accommodation in Canada, because I know a lot of people are stressed about this. It is easy to do, and I show you how to do that. And then there's the important checklist that gives you 12 things that you need to start. You need in order to start studying in Canada. You need to put these 12 simple things in place online, ready for you to start studying in Canada. So what are you going to do? That is the $1 million question. You can decide that, you know what, I will do nothing. Yes, and that's fine. I said this is actually not for everybody. Or you can decide to go it alone. Don't forget that time and money are going to be spent digging into resources on YouTube, on Google, that will be leading you all over the place. Or you can decide that you want to go and use an agent. Now, there are agents and there are agents. Trust me, there are agents who have no idea what they are doing. You can use an agent, of course, but be sure that you are using an agent that knows what they are doing and that has a track record of success. Another thing you can do is that you can get all the help, support, and tools that you need from the No Hassle Naija to Canada Japa system, and from me and my team as well. And this will help you to avoid the nightmare that other people have gone through. I'm telling you, people have actually gone through lots of nightmares, lots of stories trying to relocate to Canada. You would actually avoid all that with the Naija to Canada Japa system. So which one are you? There are 2 kinds of people. People will keep on complaining, but they are not doing anything about the things that they are complaining about. Or people who grab opportunities. They understand that some opportunities don't come along often. So when you see such opportunities, you have to grab them. There are people who didn't grab the Naija to Canada Japa system when it was at its previous price. They probably might not grab it now, and then it will move to a new price, and they still do not grab it. If you cannot invest to at least try to get a better life for yourself and your family, then Canada is probably not the best place for you. And I don't mean it with any malice, because it is actually true. Fast forward a year from now. So whether you do nothing or whether you do something, do you know that a year will still pass? A year from now, what are you going to do? What are you going to be doing? Where are you going to be? What is your worst case scenario? You might not take the leap. You might decide that things will get better. I don't know, you might decide whatever. And then what is your best case scenario? Think about it. In 1 year, close your eyes and imagine you might actually be here in Canada. You might actually meet up with next winter and then be able to feel the cold and the snow and all that. And then be in a country where at least you have that rest of mind that your kids and yourself are in a safe, flourishing economy. Now, I need you to know that this is an extremely limited offer. The 40,000 naira, I assure you, is extremely limited. We continually update the Naija to Canada Japa system, and once we update it and get to a level, we will increase the price again. The truth is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Remember when I said that I was looking for a way to relocate out of Nigeria? If I had done nothing, then nothing would have changed. I would still be in the same place, complaining and then not making any headway. Don't forget, the No Hassle Naija to Canada Japa system is the product that can help you become a permanent resident in Canada from whatever country you're coming from using the study route. It is a total value of 650,000 naira, but you're only paying 40,000 naira or the equivalent in your own currency. Is there a guarantee? The Japa system will give you a fighting chance to come to Canada as long as you are serious, you meet the requirements, and you follow the system. But all sales are final. There are no refunds of the Japa system. So please, that's why I'm taking the time to give you all this information so you make an informed decision. If you are not serious, please, please, please do not purchase. The Japa system works, and it works if you work the system. But note that all sales are final. So be sure that this is what you want to do before you actually go ahead and click the button to purchase. What have others said about the Japa system? There are many people here in Canada who have come using the same system, and their testimonials, for those who have agreed to give testimonials, are in the sales page below the video. So how much do you really want it? I guess that's the question that I'm asking you, and that's the question that you should be asking yourself. How much do you really want it? We determine the next step that you take. Now, there are some things you might be wondering. I'm going to answer a few pressing questions that might be in your mind. Number one question is, how much do I need to have in terms of proof of funds? Now, you can pause on this slide and then study this very well to understand in terms of finances, how much you need to have in order to be able to come to Canada using the study route. Now, in terms of tuition, you either have funding or you don't have funding, or you have scholarship or you don't have scholarship. That will determine what you're going to have to keep when it comes to tuition. Now, living expenses for yourself is for 1 year, and then for every dependent that might be coming to Canada on your back, so to speak. Can this work for people in other countries? Definitely. Like I said throughout this presentation, it works for you whether you're in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, whatever country. It's not country dependent. It works for everybody. Can I purchase with my friend, sister, brother, whatever? No, the Japa system is one person per Japa system. So you're going to get your login details. Our system tracks the IP address of those who log in per login details. So if we see that more than one person is logging in with your own login details, we're going to be stopping your account and deleting it from the Japa system. There will be no refunds. So it's one person per Japa system. I just need to stress that. Do not share your login details because you might just be deleted and removed from the system. I want funding or scholarship. What are my chances? This is a very popular question. Now, there's a difference between funding and scholarship. Okay, funding is when a school or a government decides that they are going to take all the responsibility for your tuition and probably your living expenses as well. And this is very popular for thesis and research programs, PhD, master's degree programs that have a thesis or a research part of them. And there are some programs who are project and cost-based, but they have funding. So I can't give a general statement about it. You need to check the program details in the school website to see if funding is available. But generally, it's usually available for thesis and research programs who usually take people that have a high 2-1 in their BSc or in their first degree, okay? Entrance scholarships are usually given by universities and colleges for those who have probably high grades in their GPA, and then for undergraduates who have a high result for their WAEC. You don't have to do anything to apply for this. They give to those who qualify for it, but it's those with high academic performance. PGD, PGC, that's postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate, BSc, with a third class or maybe 2-2 or something, they don't have funding because they might not be able to go for a funded program, but they can get access to entrance scholarships depending on what the school is giving entrance scholarships for. So there's no blanket statement when it comes to schools in Canada, because different schools, different provinces, different programs do different things. So you need to actually get down and do the research in terms of open up the school that you're interested in and look at their funding and scholarship requirements or funding and scholarship details. There are other scholarships that are available when you become a student. Lots and lots of it, I tell you. Some are for international students, some are not. I got several other scholarships while I was at Brock, which had nothing to do with, when I was coming into Brock. So they had scholarships for people who were doing, for example, volunteering. They had scholarships for maybe high academic performance. They had scholarships for your research, all sorts. So these are also available for students, but of course they are competitive as well, and you have to apply for them. We also show a database for scholarships that are offered by the Canadian government or other organizations. Some are country specific, some are program specific, and some have other requirements. and they are all in the Japa system. But this, I just took the time to explain funding and scholarship because I know this is a big issue for a lot of people. I just hope that you understand it now so that you know what you're going into. Can I apply to schools now? Okay, I don't know when you're watching this, but there are two major terms when it comes to universities and colleges in Canada. There's the fall term, which is in September. There's the winter term, which is in January. A lot of other schools also have the summer term, which is in May, but that's not as popular as the September term or the winter term. September term usually starts taking applications from October of the previous year. So they would usually open up applications from October and take applications up until maybe February. A lot of schools stop in February, a few schools are in March, and then just a couple of schools also stretch to April. One thing you must note is that for universities who have this, time based, until they get to their closing date, they would not be sending out any letter of admission, sorry. So you could have applied to a university, say maybe University of Manitoba, for example, you applied in October, you might not hear back until February because the application window is still open. So they have to get all the applications together. The admission committee has to sit and make that decision, which is different when it comes to colleges. Then there's the winter term, which opens up in January. So you will be coming to Canada to study in January, but they would open up applications in probably April of the previous year. Okay. So if you're coming to study in Canada in 2024, for example, January, they will open up admissions in April of 2023. If you wanted to study in September of 2024, then maybe applications open in October of 2023. I hope that's clear. But for colleges, it's different. Colleges take people on an ongoing basis. So you might get your letter of admission in probably 3 weeks to 2 months, unlike in the universities, okay? They take people until their seats are full, then they start waitlisting it or they close it. The very competitive programs close faster, of course, quicker than programs that are not very competitive. But whatever time you are watching this, I advise you to get the Japa system now. You know what? Because number one, you need time to study the materials and familiarize yourself with the process. Canada, applying to come to Canada is a little bit more complicated than the UK and the US. Ask those who have actually tried to come to Canada before. Some people get surprised when they are denied because they took it in their stride, thinking it was like UK. It's not. So get it so that you can familiarize yourself with the materials in the Japa system. The earlier that you apply for the upcoming term, the better, whether it's a university, whether it's a college or PGC, whatever master's, the earlier you apply, the better. And then you would also know what you need for visa application, and you start putting your house in order, stop putting your ducks in their row. And then the Japa system price is not stagnant, which means that if you don't get it now, by the time you come back, it might be at a different price. Okay. So whatever time you are watching this, you understand the school cycle now, so you can get it and then start getting yourself prepared. I'm telling you, the earlier you apply, the better. And Canada keeps changing their policies. You don't want to get caught in that as well. Will we do the process for you? Now, the Japa system is actually a do-it-yourself program. I'm telling you, all the tools that I know, everything is there. Samples are there. You can do it yourself. But if you decide that you need professional help, we are also affiliated to agencies that can help you, that have amazing results. Okay, they have like 98% success rate. So if you want us to do the process for you, we can actually do that. There's a contact information inside the Japa system. You can get back to me and I will give you the modalities on how we can do that. Now, you might have other pressing questions. So I've answered a few more frequently asked questions in the video below. It's in the sales page. I advise you to also watch that video. It might answer some of the other questions that you have in your mind. And then knowing that will help you to make an informed decision. So we've gotten to this point where I've told you what the Naija to Canada Japa system is. I've explained to you what is in it and what it's not. And I've answered some of the questions, burning questions that might be in your mind. Now, the question is that I am putting to you now, do you want to take that leap to achieve your Canada dream? I'm going to pause for a second or two. Think about it. Do you want to take that leap to achieve your Canada dream? I assume your answer is yes. So this is how to make payment. If you're watching this particular video, the way to make payment is that you click on the orange button below this video. That orange button probably says get access to the Naija to Canada Japa system now, or you click on any of the other orange buttons that is in the sales page. When you click on that button, it will take you to a page like this. What you need to do is to click the Get Started, Take This Course button on the right there that I've circled or I've put a square around in red. You click that button and then it takes you to this page. Now, there are 3 payment options here. There's the seller payment, which is for people that are non-Nigerians and not paying with a debit card or not paying with a Nigerian bank account. What you need to do is to kindly follow this link to make payment. Okay, so if you're in Ghana, Cameroon, Guinea Republic, I don't know any of those countries, you can click this. Okay, so just say, click on this seller and then click place order or click this link to make payment. If you're in Nigeria, you're paying with a Naira card or a debit card or a credit card, you would click this, okay? This is secured by Paystack. But if you had a foreign credit card or you wanted to pay by PayPal or whatever, you can click this credit card Stripe, okay? So whether you are in Nigeria, India, Ghana, whatever, one of these is suitable for you to pay. You just need to just choose what you want to use. Stripe, you click this and then you click place order. Now, if you're paying on seller, you're outside, if you click the seller button and then your payment is successful, you would see a page like this. The simple thing you need to do is to put in your name, your surname, your phone number, and your best email address and click the Get Access. Immediately you click Get Access, you will have a message that says, we have sent you an email or something like that. Go and check your email. Now, this is the most important thing. Just close that browser. Close that page. Don't click the back button, okay? Because you won't get your login details. Just close that page and kindly wait for up to 30 minutes to receive access to the Japa system. You will get an email from Sheyi@smartonlinehacks.com with your login details. You would also get an email from Japa system, Ultimate Japa system, that also gives you your login details. When you get into the system, you just click My Courses to get access. It's really very simple to do. I mean, you're intelligent, you're coming to study in Canada, so it's something you can navigate. But I've put this just to give you an idea. Now, the other way of paying is that you're paying on the other platform. So maybe you're paying on Paystack or on Stripe. You might not get that other page. You would get a page that shows you this image here. With this 40,000, you click Start Your Japa Journey. And then you put in your details, name, address, your email address, you make payment with your card or transfer, you will get an email from Ultimate Japa System with your login details. You click Start Your Japa Journey now, click My Courses to get access. But the most important thing, do not share your login details because we're tracking the IP addresses, we're tracking those who are logging in. If you're logging in from different IP addresses and somebody else is sharing your login details, we're going to be deleting you from Japa system. We won't add you back. It's very, very important that I make that clear, okay? Now, don't miss out on this opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, like I said before. So I would advise you to grab the step-by-step Canada relocation guide today. It will save you from feeling helpless and hopeless, like I did myself, or wasting time and money trying to relocate to Canada where there seems to be very little hope. And get it now, because it is still at a very introductory price, okay? The price is not even up to the value. So grab it now before the price increases. So I hope that I've been able to show you what you need to come study in Canada and then become a permanent resident. I'm really happy for you. And I hope you're one of those who take actions. I am looking forward to seeing you inside the members area and also to see you in Canada. Thank you so much for staying with me up until this time. Have yourself a lovely day and then talk to you later. Bye.